Hello, Aries. Welcome to your mid-month December 2024 reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ellena. I'm excited to do your reading. I'm excited to see what Spirit has in store for you for the rest of 2024. So with that being said, let's jump right in and let's check out what's happening for you. All right, Aries. What's happening for Aries for December 2024 for the rest of December 2024. Let's see. Okay, interesting. I think I'll take these two. All right, so let's check out your first card. Stretch yourself, okay, is your first card. Second card, path of least resistance. Ooh, I didn't even see that. Divine intervention. Oh my. Conscious living, and then life force energy. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, I'll put these here. Actually, I kind of want to put this here. Okay. So path of least resistance, this card came out for my Virgo readings as well. So if you have any Virgo placements, I strongly recommend checking out that video as well. When I look at your cards, I see 7-7. That's a very important number. Maybe you'll see it more throughout the week. But yeah, what I see here is that I think you're being asked at this time whether or not you're wanting to kind of move beyond your current situation or move beyond certain relationships in your life, romantic or platonic. Maybe it's a job that you're no longer feeling happy to be in. Maybe it's a company that you don't want to work for anymore, or maybe you want to try to challenge yourself in doing that thing that you want. Stepping into the unknown also means going on an adventure in terms of traveling. So I'm not sure if there are some people out here who are wanting to go on that vacation that they've always wanted, or to plan that trip and to really go for it, or start vlogging, start blogging, start writing something. Because I feel as if there's something going on in your environment or your circumstances or situations where you're almost getting pushed into a corner. You know how, when doors keep closing on you, if people are not changing, if things are not shifting around us, we have to begin to shift ourselves. Sometimes if things are unchanging around us, it is almost telling us that where is it in our lives that we are tolerating this stagnancy? Why do we feel comfortable choosing this stagnancy versus maybe trying something new? What is that fear, and where did it come from? Where did this belief come from? Was it programmed a long time ago? Did I adopt this from somebody else? I go back to a saying, well, not a saying, but like a situation, when I was growing up, I had a relative that kept telling me, for example, to be scared of cemeteries. They're so bad, they're awful, etc., etc. And for some reason, I just believed them because I trusted this individual, so that I just naturally just avoided cemeteries, until one time I had to walk through a cemetery to get to a location or whatever. And it was the most beautiful, most serene, peaceful cemetery I've ever been to in my entire life. And I remember kind of asking myself, like, where did I learn to be afraid of this? And it was because I was told to be afraid of it. So it's unconscious. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. So I think like Spirit is asking you to truly start looking at as to why you're doing certain things. And if it's working out for you, like, so many people tell me that they're scared of change and like new things, which is understandable, right? Because sometimes we like to predict what's happening. At the same time, I feel like sometimes if things don't change, it can be very detrimental to our health, especially if our soul wants change. If we thrive with growth and we're wanting more things, it can be a form of resistance there. So I feel as if you are being asked at this time to really kind of move forward in terms of where your circumstances are or relationships, like putting boundaries up to people that maybe you kind of tolerated some stuff from them, but now it's kind of like, no, I can't accept this anymore, you know? So there's that. I feel like that's a major theme leading until next year for you, and to not be afraid of like reaching out and trying those new things, because this is meant to happen. It says divine intervention here. 28 breaks down to like 1, or I can add those two together, which is 10, which is a completion of cycles, which is also a focus on yourself. And it breaks down to 1 here. It's time to energize in activities that rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. So yeah, I feel like when everything feels like it's kind of closing in around you and nothing's changing, it's the universe asking you to change. It's asking you to shift and make a decision on yourself, rather than to constantly focus on other things in front of you or outside of you, because it's like almost like you're taking so much energy out of your day to constantly, for instance, remind somebody to take care of you or watch over you or understand you, and you're constantly saying it over and over again and nothing's being done. It's like spirit is saying that it shouldn't be this hard. Like there are people out there who you don't even have to say anything to, and they will understand what to do. Like I talk about this in the Virgo reading as well. It's like, it's almost like you're communicating and you're finding all the ways that you can communicate as clearly as you can to someone, and they're not listening to you. They're choosing to misunderstand you, and they don't have the comprehension to skills to understand what you're saying, or they're choosing not to listen. So it's almost like you're wasting all that energy on that person trying to get them to understand you, when you should be taking that energy into yourself, because you understand yourself and that you don't need their validation, right? So it's like asking for you to redirect your focus on yourself and do what it is that you want to do. So this conscious living comes up. And it says, those healthy changes you have been meaning to make are imperative for you now. So yeah, I feel like these changes, these things have been happening to you for a long time now, and you're getting very clear about what it is that you're asking for. And what's really important too, when I look at this, is that like we ask for things all the time in terms of like, spirit, please help us with this, etc., etc. But spirit can only meet you halfway. Like if you're not taking the steps, like for instance, if somebody's asking for a relationship and spirit is sending someone your way, you have to do your part in making sure you're going out there and putting yourself out there to meet these people. You can't just be praying to meet the one and like literally just be at home all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want these changes in your life, when these changes do come in your life, you have to make the decision to take that train, you know? And I always use that analogy. I think I made a video on the analogy of trains, which is like, trains will always come into your reality. It's your choice to get on that train or not. You don't miss opportunities because you missed a train. It just gets harder and harder because you're carrying more baggage, right? So, and if you want to go on to the new train, sometimes we got to leave some of our baggage behind, right? And if you're not willing to do that, you can't get on that new train anyway. So just know that trains are always going to come. Opportunities are always going to be there for you, but you have to make the decision to take those opportunities, right? Because if not, it just feels like more resistance is going to be built up. But looking at this reading, looking at this spread, I do feel like many of you have made that decision. And unfortunately, sometimes I feel like the universe makes that decision for you if you've been in resistance for too long. Like sometimes spirit will, you know, if you pray for a new job or pray for something and you still don't try to get there, I feel like sometimes spirit will intervene. And sometimes, you know, maybe you get laid off. So then during that time you do have time to start working on that passion project you've always wanted to work on, or start your business or whatever. Like, I know it can be stressful at times, but I feel like spirit is always kind of helping you in your favor, even though it may kind of feel uncomfortable at times. So, holy, that was a mouthful, and I'm going to drink some water. Just bear with me for a sec. Okay, let's see. What other cards does Spirit want to say for the Aries collective? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this one wants to come out. So it says Rubelite, passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. Yeah, this is confirming to me that this is happening so that you can start to pursue what is more exciting for you, what brings you more joy. Like, you're not settling for less. And this can also be relationships as well, but I feel this is really about your career. I feel like it's more of a career reading for you. Like, you're getting very clear about like what you want to do. And look at this. Charite, I can't pronounce this. Spiritual protection. You're being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. Yeah, divine intervention. This is like, you have spirit support as you move and stretch yourself to try something new. I know it can be scary, but it's nothing more scary than staying at something or settling around people that you just know that you deserve better. So think about it that way. You know, I think spirit is really wanting to tell you that they're supportive of you as you focus on yourself and as you nurture your well-being, which is beautiful. So, and your cards, by the way, are jumping out very energetically today. So it's like spirit really wants you to hear this message. So Moldavite, unconventionality. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel different from others. So Moldavite is a very transformative crystal. It is the crystal that many people use when they're about to make drastic changes in their lives. So, and when I say drastic changes, I mean like a whole emotional and energetic and spiritual reset where you are shifting your entire environment. You're literally becoming a new version of yourself. So you can't really relate to the old. You can't relate to the people in your past. Many times you have to kind of shed or walk away from people that you're not, are not in alignment with you. It also means getting a new job or clearing that away. Like, it's a big thing. Like, this is a major transformation process happening for you. And it first begins with you choosing yourself. So this is lapis lazuli, life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. This card to me looks like Archangel Michael, which is a very protective stone. The sword is cutting out anything that no longer serves your highest and best good. And it's also a representation of you speaking your truth and owning it. So yeah, I do feel like something has happened in your reality where it feels as if maybe things are a little bit out of your control, and spirit has intervened to kind of almost pluck you from a situation or a relationship or certain people and then pull you away to kind of put you in a new one. And it's all because of the decisions that you have wanted in your life, the things that you want to create in your life. And I think you're ready. I feel like, this reading is for people who are already kind of looking at why they're holding on to the past, and they're ready to kind of embark on new things. And, life-changing epiphany or experience tells me that it might not have been very smooth. I feel like sometimes if we ignore the signs for too long, it gets really loud so that we can no longer ignore it. And I feel like this is something that's been happening for you, like this divine intervention, even though it can be very jarring sometimes, because your routine's going to change. Your lifestyle might have to change. However, it is all in accordance to what brings you joy and happiness. It's all in accordance to your passion. So there's that. So yeah, it's a lot of transformation happening and I feel like it's quick. I don't feel like it's going to take you like several months to get from this space to this new space. I feel like it's going to happen relatively quickly for you. Like, who knows? Maybe you just like left a job recently and you just find a new one. Maybe you're starting a new one right now, you know? Something about that. So let's see. Oh my gosh. I love this card. I love it. 51, Goddess Isis and Isis Crystal. She shall always prevail. And this is not gender specific. So, you know, it just means that you will persevere. Despite the challenges that you've gone through, you will always be okay. When you start choosing yourself and start living with authenticity, Spirit will always support you. You know, if you're making a decision to love yourself more, to have healthy boundaries, and to move in spaces that are more reflective of that, Spirit will help you move into that space, because Spirit wants you to be in your alignment state, your most aligned state, because that is your contract here. You are meant to be yourself. You are not meant to be anybody else. So the more you are yourself, the more you are fulfilling the contract you have set forth when you came here, and Spirit will assist you accordingly, because you are reflecting to everyone around. This is what it looks like to be authentic. This is what it looks like to be yourself, how freeing it is, how happy you feel, and you are allowing others to perceive you and choose for themselves whether or not they want to be more in alignment with themselves. So it's the greatest gift of service you can do for the people around you. So it's a blessing for you, but also a blessing for everyone around. So yeah, you are fully supported as you venture towards this new path of yours that is more fulfilling for you. Last but not least, Revelation, Angel Emetiel and Blue Obsidian. Yeah, you know what you need to do. You know this is the right path for you. And if you just recently made a decision to leave a job or a situation or cut off certain people, you know deep down this is the right decision for you. And it's, even though it can be difficult, you know in your heart that whatever transpired for you to see what you needed to see in the contrast is all for your best good. And this is really exciting because, you know, if you're ever in doubt, which I don't think you are, but if you were ever in doubt that you made the wrong decision, I want you to know that you didn't. I want you to know that you made the right decision, the absolute right decision. And Spirit has your back. Spirit is here to support you as you venture onto this new chapter in your life where you can fully start thriving. You know, maybe you were surviving a lot before. It's like, now is your time to thrive. And that's what Spirit wants. And that's what your soul wants. So anyways, this is a beautiful reading. I hope this reading resonates with you. And I hope the rest of December brings you many blessings and happiness. So yeah, if you like this reading, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to leave a comment, I really appreciate it because I love reading your comments. So yes, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.